All right, I guess the microphone wasn't off, but this is how prophecy works. This is how prophecy works. That meant something. Again, in this day and age, they call it psychic. So sometimes you'll hear me use the term psychic, but it means prophetic. If you are in a law enforcement posture and you're wearing a microphone and you are wired, double check your microphone. Double check your microphone. If you are in a law enforcement posture where you are going to use a wire, a microphone, double check your microphone. What happened with me is the volume on the headphones goes down. Instead of, I was driving, so I didn't want to look over, and I believed that the microphone was off. Oh shoot was in there too. I was wondering why I said oh shoot. So if you're in a law enforcement posture, that wouldn't be good. Oh, that wouldn't be good. Yeah, okay. Oh shoot, the microphone is off is a cue. So again, we can heal it with prayer and other things of prayer. Remember, dance, music, and all that is considered a form of worship and prayer. So let's, stop the judgment at that level at least. We can be different. There's nothing wrong with people perceiving the Bible different. But if you're in a law enforcement posture, be very careful. I would increase the armor of God, which includes the vest that God created for you, the body bunker that God created for you, that ballistic shield. Remember to use your equipment. So, there might have been a situation brewing where the wire would have been off and the person with the wire killed. That could be a law enforcement officer. That could be a member of the confidential informant community. So make sure your equipment. I'm hearing while I'm speaking, so you might hear me stop for a second. Make sure your equipment is working. That includes your protective equipment. I got to tell you a story about this guy in a second, but make sure your informants are well. Make sure your information about the entire operation is correct. Remember, we're being cursed by Iran directly and others, including the Democratic Party. Unless you're a crazy deep stater, I imagine. They want everybody out of government except crazy deep staters. So again, check your equipment, pass that on. Full armor of God. That means prayer, but also means physical things. Remember, doctors are part of the healing. God put doctors and medicine on the earth to heal people. Do they use it inappropriately? Of course. Do they use it right? Of course. So again, realize that while you're healing somebody, get them forthwith to a doctor. And then make your decision from there. But what I'm telling you is, because you don't have to take medicine if you don't believe you're that sick. Intuitively, I turned down some medicine last Sunday because I believed I was just going to get some Malox. And that was before the blood test was done. And I told the doctor okay, but I just kind of confused what it was he was giving me. And because I wasn't well. And I turned down that medicine. And the next day, the information came in that was supposed to be different medicine. So I was fine with that. But the reality is, if you take somebody to a doctor without a spiritual healing occurring, the doctor is going to mess it up. I was cursed in New Mexico. But then everything that they do spiritually also happens physically. Everything they do spiritually also happens physically at a certain point because they're worked out. But they'll tell you, oh, we do this because of, in law enforcement, police science. Durr. So again, don't buy into their nonsense if it appears, to smell fishy. But that can get you in trouble with God also. You can't claim ignorance when it's willful ignorance. So everything they do spiritually is also done physically. So you are seeing the deep state moving what Satan does spiritually. What the deep state is doing to President Trump is the same thing they did to me, but I'm not a billionaire and a president. So, God is very angry with a lot of people at differing levels. My life still has not been fixed, and God has issue with that. Now, an FBI psychologist or psychiatrist or CIA psychiatrist or psychologist would tell you that I'm just projecting that as far as how I feel about it, that God wouldn't be angry that they're torturing people psychologically. Because that's what it comes down to, as well as other things. So again, let the prophecy begin is not a bad statement. It's a neutral statement. It just depends on what side of the prophecy you're on. God's saying if you mess with his man and his people, because there are others here, he is going to take you down. So again, we need to heal the community of suicide, but that would also require a physical limitation of deep state activity. So again, God may find that there are several plagues here that are justified. I already found out that God had judged that in Oklahoma. It's happening the same as in the Bible, but if you're asleep in the matrix, you're not going to be seen as a threat to Satan. Because you're not moving outside Satan's box. So again, the way Paul would go to a community and they would hurl stones at him, well, that's kind of happening to me. Although if they hurled a stone, they would probably get in trouble. So what they do is they develop psychological methods to cause ill health, stress, and all the other things that they do. And a lot of people kill themselves or kill somebody else while that is happening to them. And that could have happened to the shooter at the church and the people that go into the synagogue. You don't know the full ramifications of anything because they're not going to investigate it. Well, praise God in all that you do. Remember to remain nonviolent. Remain nonviolent. Praise God. Praise God. Praise God.